So
Give me 1 minute. Just give me
yeah.
1 minute. I'm just pulling some of the records. Just want to see whether he updated the score sheet, etc. Hmm, You mentioned me about something. Very- Hmm. Okay, yeah, we can get started. I think I couldn't find the team name. Are you the one who is working on CO2 emission? I'm not sure.
We're working on federated learning. We're working on
Okay, so something different. Okay.
yeah, it's different. Okay. So good evening, sir, and I'm going to start now. We prepared a small PPT.
Okay.
So like we can go through the like overview you through it.
Yeah.
So I'll be presenting my screen. Just a minute.
So you're from which university?
I am from KIIT University, Bhubaneswar, Odisha.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. And the rest of us, we're all from different universities. Like Amrit and Vivek, they're from Central University, Jammu, and Ms. Nupur Singh Rajput, she's from Manav Rachna, Delhi.
Okay. Okay.
So, yeah, okay. All right. So I hope my screen is visible.
Yeah, it's visible. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So our team's name is Planet AI, and this is our what we stand for is predictive learning and network edge technologies for AI mobility. This is our logo, and I'll start right from here. Okay. So our team basically, I'm the team lead. My name is Nalini Singh Rajput. My work was for the idea and the execution and how it will be. And then we have Miss Nupur Singh Rajput. She works on the product design and the AI research and everything, collecting all the data. And then we have Mr. Vivek. He works on hardware and the cloud. And then Mr. Amrit, he works on firmware and the back end coding. So this makes us the team, Planet AI. All right.
Okay.
So next, so from what we know, reported road accidents, like from like 5 to 6 years, past 5 6 years, we know that like there's 2.5 to 2.3 to 2.4 million accidents in India. That's just in India, and these are also accidents that are just reported. So we don't know if how many go unreported cases. And then talking about globally, there's 50 to 60 million. So, and also in this, there's fatality like zero point 0.8 to 0.85 million in India, and then going from globally, that's 5.6 to 6 million. So, among these road accidents, 30 to 40% of the road accidents are linked with unpredictable road conditions, which like potholes, speed breakers, and rough roads, and all those things. So, we've taken all this data for the Indian data, we've taken on Ministry of Road Transport and Highway. And then for the global data, we've taken reference from WHO. So this is our problem. And to solve this problem, there's something like what if we can predict road hazards? So this is very like profitable because drivers can be alerted with several gains. Like it can prevent deaths and injuries. Like beforehand, if you know there's a pothole, there's a speed breaker, and if you're on a like a referentially like a high speed, so if you know better, then your life can be saved. Then there's reduced braking. There's fuel saving to it when you are on a car. So if you know there's a pothole, if you know there's a speed breaker, you'll like automatically reduce beforehand. And then there's just you reduced suspension and tire damage. Same thing, like just driving the car knowing beforehand what the hazard can be, so you can just slow yourself down. You don't have to do sudden brakes. No, there won't be any tire damage. And then on Google Maps there will be unified hazard visibility. Like you will know, a person that uses Google Maps, they'll automatically know that there's a hazard that's like incoming for the next person. And then there's also better navigation. You'll drive comfortably, you won't have to think twice because the AI will do the work for you. And then there's faster maintenance as well. The municipal cycles can work through it. So the solution to this and our mission basically is that we want to make every road self-monitoring, self-learning, and then we want to use crowd sensing to detect map hazards in real time. So basically, like what we want to do is we have an ecosystem called Pi. It's going to be a safe driving assistant to solve the problem. So this is our solution. Basically, we have three things. There's first a Pi app, that's a smartphone sensing, and it's an entry level personal safe driving assistant. So what it does is that you have it on your phone, you download the app, and it will do the job, like the same job as a Google map, but it will have the hazards, like telling you in 20 meters there's going to be a pothole or there's going to be a hazard. Then one thing about this, like this makes it different. Like in India, we have road taxi that are like bike taxis. So in bike taxis, you can trust the person that's riding the bike, but like for your self sufficiency, like you can have this app on your phone, and if you're like having anxiety, you can tell the person, oh my god, there's a hazard that's going to come next. So just for your self sufficiency, that it also works that way. Then next we have a Pipod that works as a dashboard sensor device, and it's in the car. It goes on the dashboard and it does the same thing. So it's a dashboard level SDA. Then the next thing we have is a Pi kit. Pi kit goes on the wheels. So there are sensors that go on the all the wheels. If there's a two-wheeler, there will be two sensors. There's a three-wheeler, three sensors, and so on. So this is an advanced level SDA. So after this, we have geotagging and technology stack, like how we're working on it. So we have motion sensors and GPS sensors in the car. So they capture the bumps, shocks, and vibration through different sensors. Then we use AI on the edge to reduce the bandwidth. So it helps to make it easier, and it classifies whether it's a pothole, speed breaker, or a rough road. Then that goes to the GPS, like the hazard in the GPS goes to the cloud. So federated learning and cloud sensing, crowded sensing. And then after that, the final hazard is published on the map. So the person that is using it for navigation can see it. It has API layers and then navigation maps, and government dashboards can use it as well. So after this, the sensor placement and how we're placing the sensors. So we've done this experiment on our MG Hector car. It's an SUV. So we've done it on all the four wheels. So what we've done is that we are capturing the GPS values, the longitude value, the latitude, the altitude, and the speed. These are the four things that we're capturing. And the sensors are all placed in four different wheels. So they capture all this data. And then the Pi stack, what we're going to be doing is all this data that gets collected from the sensors, it goes to the cloud backend. It detects the road hazard, and then we are going to publish it on our Pi app. So it goes on the Pi app, and through the sensors, we know if it's a road, it's a small pothole, or it's a speed breaker. So different color wise, we have placed this, and color wise, it will tell us. Like for example, if there's red, there's a small pothole. There's green, there's going to be a small speed breaker. So like this, it's going to classify it, and then it's going to like audibly tell, like there's a caution, there's a pothole ahead, like 100 meters. So all these three things, Pi app, Pi pod, and the Pi kit, they're all going to do the same thing. So we have done a demo for the geotagging and the user side testing. So I'm going to just show it to you.
So this is sensor node 1. This is sensor node 2 placed at the two rear wheels of the SUV, and this is the whole team. We have a centralized server system where all the data set is coming, and this is our another sensor node which is placed on the left side of the front wheel. Number 3. So this is node number 3, which has accelerometer along with a GPS also. So we have this, And then we have the fourth node placed at the right front wheel of the SUV. So this is another accelerometer. So accordingly, now we have 4 accelerometers in the SUV. Okay. So now we are starting the experiment. 5 meters, you can see that the speed breaker is not well marked. So, oh my God, we had the first speed breaker. In fact, I can have one more speed breaker, as I can see. So, yes, we had another speed breaker. So, a rough road has come. Rough road has come. Oh, at almost 3 a.m. in the morning on 5th December, we are going to conduct another round of experiment. And this is our uh, server which is capturing real-time live data. So 2 sensor nodes are placed at the rear wheel side. So this is one sensor node, right? And another sensor node is placed on the left rear wheel. So in this way, now we have all the 4 sensors placed, and this is our Pi app. So we are capturing Pi app, Pi kit, and Pi pod data set.
So this was basically the geotagging part, like how we're placing the sensors, how we're taking all the values and the data. And then from a user's perspective, this is what it's going to look
5
like.
a.m. in the morning on December 7, 2025.
Namaste. I am Planet AI. Welcome to your safe driving companion.
Accuracy.
Accuracy 0.8 meter.
The hazard status: in this route there are 9 speed breakers, 41 potholes, rough road patches 4, speed breakers 9, for which it should start
Warning.
announcing.
Rough road ahead.
Yes.
Distance 9 meters.
This is rough road. You can see.
By which we
Warning.
can actually,
Speed breaker ahead.
yeah.
Distance 8 meters.
So now we will see crossing the speed breaker. So it was very well identified, and we are able to see that.
Yeah.
Warning. Pothole ahead. Distance 35 meters.
Yes.
Warning.
Yeah,
Pothole
So
ahead.
this is the speed breaker.
Distance
for which
39 meters.
It had already announced 32
Warning.
meters ahead.
Pothole ahead.
So this was how it looks like from the user's perspective. So it's very easy to use.
So this is
Hopefully everyone
sensor
can
node
adapt
1.
very quickly. And
This
then
is 5
after this, we have, okay, so the Pi data set. So we've covered 64 kilometers worth of the data set. And this is what it looks like. So there's timestamp on the left, at what times we've taken all the values. And then the 4 colors, they denote all the 4 different sensors. So we've used them for an SUV, right? So there's 4 sensors placed on all the 4 wheels. So which is why there's 4 color coded sequences. So this is the like what there was, like potholes, speed breakers, rough or normal roads. This was what it detected. Then next we have the data sets that were captured for 64 kilometers worth. We captured the data on SUVs, buses, car, and even an auto. So there's 4-wheelers, there's more than 4-wheelers, and then there's 3-wheelers as well that we've captured. And this is what it's going to look like. This is what it looked like when we did the experiment. So different colors have different meanings. There's rough roads, there's normal roads, potholes, and all the other things, hazards that are possibly there. Then adoption strategy. So adoption strategy in phase 1, like we are giving no hardware. So it's easy. We're using the Pi app crowdsourcing. So users can earn points, rewards. So it's easy for them to adopt. And as a phase 1, going on to phase 2. So aftermarket, after this launches a pretty well way. So we're going to give the Pi pod. So Pi pod is a magnetic mount. It will be on the dashboard and it has no wiring. It's going to be very cheap. And then if we go through this, like integrating some more things to it to make it more adapting, we can have insurance partners that can offer discounts to it. Then on a third phase, we can have companies, car companies, have it integrated. So like when they're making the vehicle, they can also integrate it into their cars, to their vehicles. So it has a higher accuracy, it has more viability, and it's easier to do. So you won't have to buy it, it's just integrated and it's there. So it's easy to adopt. You won't have to do anything extra. Then next is phase 4, that's a smart city integration. So municipal dashboards, they can have it, and then they can also use it to maintain the road and predict roads. So then next going on to scalability strategy. So we can put it on delivery fleets like Zomato's or food delivery stuff. And then we have ride sharing like taxis, Ubers, government vehicles like buses, and then road construction companies. So all of them can have it. So it's a huge scalability. Like any vehicle that a person uses, you can have this device and it's going to work very well. Next is intercity buses as well, road maintenance vans, all of them. So basically, if there's more vehicles, there's more data. So due to it, there will be better vision, there will be better maps, and a safer road. Next is that blockers, there are going to be some blockers which we might face, which is why we put it there. User adoption, like I said, it might be not very easy for some people to adopt to it, but like I said, the Pi pod and the Pi kit, those are the two things that are not very, like, when a person sees it in front, they're going to go for the Pi app because that's easier to do. You have it on the phone, your phone sensors work very well, so it's good for it. Then the solution is that only itself, like phone only mode. So you can have insurance rewards with it if a person does not want to have a Pi app too. So you can have more things integrated into it, like insurance rewards given to the user. Then sensor variability, like you can have more like cloud calibration, ML normalization, like problems with the sensor that can arise. And then connectivity. So connectivity might have a problem like online buffering or batch upload. Then regulations, like some cities might not want to regulate with it. So that's another blocker. And then partnership, we can do it with IMO, RTH, like Ministry of Road, Transport and Highway, and other ministries as well. Then long tail users, so it provides maintenance dashboards the longer you use it for. And then the PIA can also work for pedestrians and cycles as well. So this is an easy use. So for the 6-month roadmap that we've produced, we've done everything. We've created also the demo, the prototype. We've done basically everything. So if we're going on a roadmap, so for the first and second month, we're going to improve the data set and the better crowd sensing federated learning. We're going to work on that. And then the next month, we'll have the PiPod hardware on the third month, and we'll work on the PiPod hardware, which we have already completed, but making it in a better design and working on it. And then fourth month is we're going to test it on Google Maps API. So how it's going to look integrated with Google Maps, how it's going to work integrated with Google Maps. Then we have a pilot deployment in cities. So like in Varanasi or in Hyderabad, we can test it out. After we've done all these three things, we can test it out in a city. And then after it's done, we can have talk to like companies, vehicle companies, car companies, and pitch it to them so that they can integrate it. And also smart city integration will talk to the government, talk to the ministry, they'll have it integrated in the cars and the vehicles. So for what we want from Google is we want to have access to map hazard layers. Then we want cloud credits for FL model training. So, and then we want guidance on sensor fusion for better practices. And then we want mentorship on data pipelines, how it's going to work. All of this is what we want from Google because we've done the prototype and we've done everything. But for the next step from here, this is all that we want. So our main motto is to provide safer roads, smarter roads, that is built by everyone for everyone, because basically we are creating a digital twin and like a cyber physical system of global road networks. So it's built by the person for everyone. So that is Planet AI, and thank you so much for your time. So this was the presentation. that I wanted to put forward. So, any feedbacks, any
Yeah.
guidance?
Yeah, first of all, it is a really good problem statement and it's a great solution. Thank you so much for bringing that, and congratulations to each one of you that you contributed. I have a couple of questions here. So curious, because it's a very interesting solution, but again, there are some thoughts to be provoked as well. What I just want to understand is you guys are already focusing more on one of the critical, which is speed breakers, potholes, etc. I'm so curious to know. Okay, it's my personal interest. I'm trying to understand because this is something we see. As you mentioned, we see major accident happen on the speed breakers because people may be for example, I have noticed when people traveling to airports in the early morning, right, or people who travel in the long travels in the morning, early morning, because that's where the major accident happen. Most of them will be hitting the speed breakers and they will be flying. And this is a good solution. But on the other side, what I'm also trying to understand is if it is feasible, because technically I know that it's feasible, if in case you're already considering that it is well and good. If not, one of my suggestion is whatever you're currently showing, this is something, I can say 50% of the problem that is solving. We have another 50%, which is very much suited for our Indian roads. The same happens in mainly Saudi. I don't consider other GCCs because, for example, if you think about Dubai or if you think about Qatar, they have a very strict road and safety rules. So you will not face any issues in terms of accidents, uh, the vehicles hitting each other. But vehicles hitting each other happens heavily in Indian market as well as in Saudi market, which is a very common thing. So what I wanted to understand is because you're already putting sensors and you're collecting all this data, is it possible uh, technically, I know it is possible, but I don't know whether you tested it, right? So, for example, imagine that this is an incident. This happened just yesterday, okay, in front of my home. This happened yesterday in India. Two people, both the brother and sister were spot out. So, what happened was they hit a car and they were thrown from the what I can say, the bridge. So what I'm trying to understand is the same technology, the same concept. Can you guys read if a vehicle, let us say that I'm now going towards one side, there is other vehicle coming on the other side. Now there is a high possibility in Indian roads people will just make the changes right and left. So can your application sense there is a change, there is a deviation happening, and there is a vehicle which is very closer, and can it also generate an alert? Because this is the problem which we see in Saudi as well. Because if you come to Saudi, you see all the cars that is in Saudi is having a hit at their back, almost in 95% of the cars, and the majority of the accidents that happens in Saudi is because of this. So my question to you is, excellent work so far, but would it be possible for you guys to consider, uh, something like this as well? Because you're already building something, so make it more impactful, so that you're going to save more lives. Otherwise, problem statement is clear, solution is clear, technology is well articulated. Because you are already doing something good, so I'm trying to make it more impactful so that things can be much better utilized. Because the numbers what appears on the papers and journals are not the true numbers. The incidents will be more, but the reports will be very less. So, this is one of my consideration. And if you go back to the slide, what you're asking from Google, can you just go to the slide?
Yeah, just a minute. Yeah, this
So,
one.
yeah, access to maps hazard layer. This is going to be a very tricky and challenging one. I can right away say that Google will not give you access. I will tell you the reason why. Okay, because I do have a lot of smart city, because I handle a lot of smart city projects in the kingdom, and every time when the customers are adding new roads or adding some new layers, Google will take at least 30 to 45 days to update that, because it's a huge review process, and this is a bigger business Google make with maps. So definitely they will not be, or I don't think so they will provide. However, I can just check with them because I'm not a map expert. We have a map team all together in Google, so I need to check with them. However, my understanding, if it is right, they don't give this access. But however, I'll just confirm and come back. But
Okay.
otherwise, what I would suggest is you can take some ArcGIS layer, at least from the perspective of hackathon, where you can plot your values. I say like interim solution. My suggestion is, but having said that, I'll again go and check with the map stream, right?
Yeah, sir.
Yeah.
If I may,
Yeah.
currently we are doing QGIS, this layer strategy, going with QGIS. So we are plotting those coordinates in QGIS and exporting the shapefile or in a leaflet map. So we are doing it locally and trying. Basically, it's a basic QGIS setup. So I think what we exactly need is we basically need to upload all the coordinates. It's basically a data driven service. So we need to upload those coordinates to either Google Cloud or anywhere else where the Google Map itself can uh, access it and pin it on their maps. So we are not asking for the access itself. What we are saying is we have the data. We need the maps to render the data. That's what
Okay.
we need to do.
Okay, so I think you guys need to rename this because when you say access, which means you're asking us to give the access to the layer, which none of us will give. But which Amrit mentioned, like it is in case you're going to share with us the layer with the data points, and if you want Google to update it, yes, we can do that.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
But at least from the hackathon perspective, I don't suggest it because normally it's a very big process. Even
Yeah,
for enterprise customers, they will take like 30 to 45 days. And it needs multiple approvals. So because they need to do a lot of validations because blindly they cannot go and update this in the Google Maps, right? So they need to ensure that this is the right information and it's coming from the right source. So from the hackathon perspective, I will still suggest to go with a QGIS or like an ARC layer or whatsoever you are
Yes.
comfortable with. However, from a long-term perspective, yes, we can definitely help you.
Yeah, sir.
Cloud credits, FL model training, yes, you will get access to the Google Cloud environment. So you don't need to worry about that part. That is for sure. Guidance on sensor fusion best practices. So can you explain more on this? What exactly you want?
Sir.
Okay, I'm going to probably. Yeah.
Yeah. So for the sensor fusion best practices, we actually want to know what are the, like, for open source projects. There are people follow certain guidelines, certain frameworks for their data sets or how the sensors are being communicated, how the clouds are being
Okay.
integrated, being integrated into the sensor nodes. So we want basic guidance on that, like how should we proceed, because
Okay.
as a student we know, yeah, this works, but in a production environment, how should we make it work? Yeah, we need guidance on that.
Yeah, that we can do it because we have hundreds of references. So,
Yes.
I am not sure currently, how you're collecting or using any telemetry device or something to collect the sensor data, or is it what is the method currently you're using?
Yeah.
No, I'm just asking you currently, are you guys using telemetry device to collect the data, sensor data, or how are you testing currently?
We are using GPS nodes. Yeah, Vivek, please continue.
We are using MPU 6050 accelerometer, which collect the signature patterns of the roads, like potholes and speed breakers. And there is like a GPS module, which generate the geotags from that specific location, and it will mark the map, and it goes on the continue to the route.
Okay. This we can guide you, and finally, you're talking about data pipelines. Yeah, we can support 2, 3, 4. Very sure, very clear. We can do the first one. As I mentioned, it will take time because the whole math stream is based out of US. and they sit in our HQ, and any request that will go through a lengthy process. Otherwise, like technically yes, but what I mean is like it will take initially. They wanted to ensure that so and so people are trying to do some project. Why they are going to do this project? What is it? They have to do a lot of like analysis, verification, etc. Once they complete this process, then it will take another 2 to 3 months of time to initially approve the first data set layer, and then it will be like 30 days for each layers because you are expecting them to update this on the public maps. Yeah, so this is a function, but yeah, we can definitely help you on the 2, 3, 4 from like in hackathon perspective as well as from the real time production. And the first one, as I mentioned, I'll just check what is the process.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
But otherwise, overall, it was a great presentation and well articulated. I think you already covered week on week to week together here.
Yeah.
The only piecing, can you just go back? There is one
Yeah.
piece which is missing, which is I want you guys to update is. Can you show me? Do you have an architecture diagram or something?
Architecture diagram. So we have the sensors placement.
Nalini, 7 number slide.
Right? Yeah, this one.
Okay. Okay. So what I would suggest you here is like create one more slide to show like how you're collecting the data through what tools, and like how you're going to load those data into the cloud. Like for example, you will be using BigQuery. So BigQuery has the capacity of storing all the geospatial analytics data, like which is mainly the whatever the map layer you can directly show, and then like you can do various analysis as well as like alerts on that. So just put the Google components. That's the only thing which I feel is missing. And if you go to the slide, that is on the architecture side. So my first feedback here is like put one more slide, just map with the Google products.
Okay.
If you go to the slide number 1, I think 1 or 2, I think the slide number 3.
3, yeah.
So you currently mentioned India and global. So I would suggest you also to consider KSA.
Okay.
Because the hackathon is happening for Saudi market. So please do consider some numbers from Middle East or Saudi very specifically.
Okay.
Otherwise, all good. But one feedback, this is like, again, overall feedback. Everything is good, but I would suggest please focus on your presentation slides because don't make it so colorful. Make it simple, like, because it is having so many colors and the content were completely clumsed. Maybe you can keep all your logos in the very first slide and like, make it very, simple and like ensure that the right formats and right colors are made. Don't make it too many clumsy colors. So if you go to slide number 4, I can see so many colors, right? So try to avoid this, make it looking very professional. This is something from a soft skill side I'm giving the feedback, but otherwise overall it is really, really, really good one. I love this idea.
Thank you so much. Sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I think among my 12 teams, I think this is the second idea which I appreciated.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, so my suggestion is like we will do one more session sometime last week, next week. What I wanted you guys to focus is like we need to know what is the innovation that we're trying to build. Your solution itself is an innovation, but we need to specifically bring what exactly is not available today that you're trying to do, right? Otherwise, I think you have everything. You have the problem statement, you have the solution, you have the video which I was asking for, and then you have the workflows, everything. The only piece which is missing is I would suggest focus on cleaning your slides. That's the slide. That is the first thing. And second thing is put a architecture diagram, connect with Google products, right? And the third thing is have one slide next week, which is you can mention what is the innovation that you're trying to build. And then I have already provided the access to you guys today. So where you can upload all your documents, etc. And there is a Google Sheet which is having some questions. Complete it, So you're all good.
All right, sir.
Thank
Sir, also on the slot on 9th and 10th, can we have a formal meeting again? So
Make this as formal meeting. You don't need to make another one because you covered almost everything.
all right.
So you don't need to do something extra in addition to this because 9th and 10th, even if I plan, you are going to say the same story.
Yeah.
It's not going to be different, right?
Yeah.
So it's well clear to me, and it's a good idea. That's what I wanted to say. I really like it because this is something which you're saving a lot of lives. But again, see, because I'm not seeing from the commercial perspective. But again, people always look into the commercial aspect as well. When they try to purchase things, when they put it in the their car, etc. It should be affordable. And second thing, you mentioned that you'll give points credit. This I'm not demotivating you, but these are things which is not going to work out because I've seen similar projects. But make it commercial because it's a great idea. So commercial will definitely help you from a long-term perspective. Um, and as I mentioned, if you can also read the data, not only the potholes and speed breakers, if there are two vehicles which are very close by, like for example, imagine there is a bike and there is a Taurus which is coming behind your bike very close. So there's a high possibility there can be an accident can happen. So if you can also think about this as a phase 2 of your project or something, you can highlight this during your hackathon. It will make a huge difference. So
Yeah.
for example, you could have seen maybe the guys here Vivek and Amrit. So when you are going on two wheelers at late nights, there will be the opposite vehicle which will be flashing the light against you guys.
Yes.
There's a high possibility people might have got misleaded and they fall down, etc. So if there's a sensor which can help you, these are all because you already have a prototype in place. Now it's all about the sensors which can understand these stuff.
Yes. There are like a lot of sensors, IR sensors, ultrasonic sensors, like they can detect
Yeah.
how far from the distance like this. So we can integrate it. There's no issue.
Yeah. So my suggestion is in your slide, you can just mention these are the phase 2 or the future scope that you try to build in the same product.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
All right. It was overall a good presentation. Thank you once again. So if in case you don't have any questions, we can close the session. I will plan a session sometime week starting. So we done we have week 1, week 2. Okay, so what I'm going to do is after this today, maybe tomorrow, I'm going to send you some materials. The material is all about how to do the data ingestion. For in your case, you will be using either PubSub, or you're going to use Kafka, manage Kafka from Google, mainly for building the pipeline. And all your data will be processed and stored everything in BigQuery. So I'm going to share you some content around that. And then you have an ask related to how the sensors can be collected. So I'm going to share the materials. So what we can do is again we can touch base sometime around 14 and then 19.
Sure, sir.
Okay. So before that please clean all your slides.
Okay, sure, sir.
All right. Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your time, sir. Thank you, sir.
Take care.
अरे
Okay.
वाह, अरे वाह, अरे
सर
वाह।
आपके रूम में आ रहे हैं सर।
अरे नैनी को वही मैं भी अभी कह रहा था कि भाई ये तो पार्टी करना पड़ेगा, ऐसे आ जाओ।
क्या बोला था उन्होंने? सेकंड बेस्ट आइडिया बोले ना?
सेकंड बेस्ट, यस। अरे वी आर गोइंग टू सऊदी, लिख लो। तुम लोग बुद्धू हो, भूल गए। हम लोगों ने पूरा लिस्ट बनाई थी ना, वर्टेक्स एआई की, बिग क्वेरी की, सब कुछ की। वो
वही तो,
तुम बुद्धू हो,
पुराने वाले
तुमको
में था।
नहीं इमीडिएटली वो स्लाइड निकाल के खट से दिखा देना था कि ऑलरेडी हमने प्लान बनाया हुआ है, क्योंकि हमने प्रपोजल में भी डाला था ना कि हम सिर्फ गूगल यूज करेंगे।
भैया मुझे याद है लास्ट वाले जो पुराने में दिया था उसमें तो था ही पूरा सेपरेट।
वही
नहीं ऐसे फॉर्मल में हम भेज देंगे उनको कि जब
नहीं, लेकिन मैं जरूर कहूँगा कि भाई ये प्रेजेंटेशन तो बिल्कुल प्रोफेशनल था, अमेजिंगली प्रोफेशनल है। मतलब
उन्हें खुद ही बोला ना, मेक दिस प्रोफेशनल।
नहीं, वो तो स्लाइड को वो कह रहे हैं। अब मेरी आदत है, मैं तो बच्चों के साथ काम करता हूँ ना, इसलिए कलरफुल चीजें कर देता हूँ। अब उनका ये है कि नहीं
वो
बिल्कुल
तो
उन्होंने
सॉफ्ट
बोला वही
स्किल्स है,
करेंगे
वो
बस
तो
हाँ,
उसके
वो
बाद
एकदम
नहीं, ही इज
हाँ।
लाइक कि नहीं, प्रोफेसर लाइक एकदम में सामने
बिल्कुल
प्रेजेंट करना
बिल्कुल
है।
बिल्कुल। अच्छा, तुमने भी बहुत अच्छा पूछा भी था, अच्छा जवाब भी दिया, इट वाज परफेक्ट। तुम्हारा भी बिल्कुल सही था, कहीं कोई इफ बट नहीं हुई है।
हाँ।
और नैना तो बच गई, नैना तो बच
नहीं,
गई
लेकिन डिजाइन का तो वो बोल रहे थे ना कि हम ये कर रहे, वो कर, मैं फंस गई।
नैना तो बच गई।
कॉमर्शियल हमें आप पर्सपेक्टिव दिखाना उनको अच्छा वाला।
अरे असल में चीजें बहुत सारी थी जो
नहीं,
हम
मेरा पता
बोल
है ध्यान
सकते
क्या था,
थे।
मैं कॉपी
ठीक
नीचे
है,
रखा हुआ था,
बट
माइक में सब
बट
पढ़
सुनो,
रहे थे।
कमर्शियल का मतलब
डिजाइन
है
में क्या,
रेवेन्यू मॉडल, ठीक है।
मैं जांच नहीं जा रहा था कि
हाँ,
मुझसे मत
रेवेन्यू
पूछना।
मॉडल वो हो जाएगा, ठीक है। सो
मेरा जान
अच्छा,
के
और ये वाला तो केएसए उन्होंने ऐड करने की बात कर दी
प्लीज
ना,
वो डिजाइन ना उस पे
एकदम जी भर के आ जाएगा। अच्छा, अब एक चीज देखो, मक्खन कुमार ने भी जो सजेस्ट किया था, राइट, उनके सजेशंस बड़े यूजफुल थे। जो फ्लो और जो चीजें की हम लोगों ने, मतलब थैंक्स टू मिस्टर मथन कुमार
ये तो है।
वी मथन कुमार। आई मीन गूगल गए हो तो मेहनत तो की होगी ना, काबिल तो हो गई। तो इट्स रियली वेरी नाइस एंड कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशंस टू द होल टीम। और तुमको स्पेशल बधाई भाई, इसके लिए एक बैंक अलग से एक पीस मिलेगा। क्यों मिलेगा? उनने जब वो लाइक भेजा था ना, मैं आपका सेफ ड्राइविंग असिस्टेंट हूँ, मैं प्लेनेट एआई हूँ, दैट वाज द पॉइंट। जब उन्होंने लाइक किया ना तो मजा, तुमने
अच्छा
ऑब्जर्व
हाँ,
किया था
मैं
कि
थोड़ी
नहीं?
देख पा रही थी।
क्या?
अच्छा हाँ, मैं थोड़ी देख पा रही थी, मैं तो प्रेजेंट करी थी, मैंने देखा ही नहीं।
अरे हमने पूरा रिकॉर्ड किया है, हम तुमको शेयर करेंगे, है ना।
अच्छा, वो
upload
बीच
कर
में क्या
देंगे।
रिएक्ट कर रहे थे?
रिएक्ट किया
हाँ।
भाई उन्होंने, यस थम्स अप किया।
अभी अमिताभ बच्चन
मतलब हाँ, वही चूक है भाइयों बहनों, आपने सक्सेसफुली स्पीड ब्रेकर पार कर लिया, मैं होता तो घुस जाता। बट एक बात है, मतलब आई विल अप्रिशिएट जतिन, उन्होंने कितने पेशेंटली पूरा सुना। और
पूरा
सबसे मजे की बात है, उन्होंने तुम्हारे फ्लो को कहीं खराब नहीं किया। और मजे की बात है, नैनी का फ्लो क्या प्रोफेशनल था, मतलब वॉइस डिलीवरी, उसका पॉज, उसका कंटेंट, और तुमने इवन वो डिजिटल ट्विन और साइबर फिजिकल सिस्टम
लिखा
ऑफ
था
द
मैंने,
रोड
फिर मैंने-
नेटवर्क बोला था ना।
हाँ हाँ।
बहुत मजा आया।
खुश, मतलब दिल खुश हो गया कि
अरे सर, वो बोल रहे थे ना कि
मतलब बेसिकली तुमने ना एक भी पॉइंट छोड़ा नहीं है।
थोड़ा नहीं, मैंने लिख लिया था बगल में, वही खोल के
जब वो
रखी थी।
बोले थे ना कि अगर गाड़ी बगल से आ रही लाइट में बोला
I
आया
was
फसल
in
तो
my
बोला,
hello,
फेस टू में
hello,
वहाँ
so
हार्ड
आज
कॉपी
हम
present
लोग
करना
Yes. नहीं, अरे
Right.
आप तो
Yeah,
हमको बस
7 number
बताओ कि
slide, yeah.
करना क्या
We
है,
are going
हम
to
करके
this and
देंगे।
this is what is
ठीक
we are
है।
going. I was
ये
like,
सर पता है इसका प्रोटोटाइप भी बना देंगे कितनी गाड़ी दूर है कितने सब
मतलब
बता देंगे।
जैसा-
अल्ट्रासोनिक आईआर लाइडार भी मंगा
अरे
लेंगे।
वो सब नहीं, हम लोग तो और अच्छा करेंगे।
like
देखो,
that.
गूगल इज नोन फॉर सिंप्लिसिटी। उनके जैसे गूगल क्लासरूम है, सिंपल था, जबकि माइक्रोसॉफ्ट टीम्स जो था सुपर कॉम्प्लेक्स था। तो क्या है, गूगल को बहुत सिंपलर सॉल्यूशंस
ये
चाहिए।
सबको देना है उसको।
अभी अपने को कुछ नहीं करना है। जीपीएस की वैल्यूज हैं, जीपीएस में तुम 10 मीटर की रेंज भी कर रहे हो, सिर्फ एक ओमनी डायरेक्शनल एंटीना होगा V2V कम्युनिकेशन का। तो और जैसे ही आप 50 मीटर की रेंज में आओगे, इसकी मैंने एमटेक थीसिस कराई हुई है, एक निकिता नाम की स्टूडेंट थी, जिसमें हमने V2V एक्सीडेंट्स के लिए हमने 5G नेटवर्क यूज़ किया था। तो वो थीसिस में मैंने ऑलरेडी प्लान किया हुआ, आई विल शो यू, ठीक है। तो उसमें हमने यही कहा था कि जैसे ही 500 और 250 मीटर की रेंज में आए, तो उस लड़की ने क्या किया था, अब वो क्वेलकॉम में है शायद, मैं उससे फिर बात कर लूँगा, ठीक है। तो उसने क्या किया था, आपके व्हीकल का वेक्टर निकाला था। तुम्हारे व्हीकल का वेक्टर कैसे पता चलेगा? तुम्हारी पिछली जीपीएस लोकेशंस आ रही हैं, उससे एक वेक्टर मिलेगा, सामने से जो आ रहा है उसका एक वेक्टर मिलेगा, उसकी स्पीड भी पता चल रही है। तो आपको पता चल जाएगा मैथमेटिकल कैलकुलेशन से कि ये कोलिजन कब होगा। तो कोलिजन अवॉइडेंस बेस्ड V2V इंटरेक्शन,
यही तो बोल रहा था सर वो।
मैं तो अरे ये उनको बोलना ये सब करके कब का छोड़ चुके।
आप बस बताओ।
ठीक है, निकिता मालवी नाम की लड़की थी।
चलो बैग
ठीक है।
पैक कर लो अपना।
एकदम कर लो, तैयारी कर लो। एंड ही इज प्रिटी हैप्पी। और उसने ये भी कह दिया कि टॉप सेकंड का आइडिया है।
सेकंड आइडिया ही है,
एकदम।
जबकि हम
अरे
लोग क्या
सुनो,
ही इनफॉर्मल सोच के बोल रहे
मैं
थे।
अब डिनर
नहीं
करना
उन्होंने तो
छोड़
बोला
रहा
मैंने
हूँ।
कि सर टेट यू थिंक नहीं यही फॉर्मल है।
सुनो
यही
सुनो
बोलो।
सुनो, अब मैं खाना ना खाना छोड़ रहा हूँ। मुझे अपना वेटेड कम
ड्राइविंग
करना
करो दीदी।
अब हो गया, मैं तो जा रहा हूँ। तो मैं तो जा रहा हूँ।
अच्छा, वैसे उन्होंने ये एक चीज अच्छी बोली थी, 2 व्हीकल्स अगर क्लोज हैं, ये भी तो कर सकते हैं।
वही तो बता रहे थे, V2V का ही तो बोल रहे थे।
हाँ,
अब वो
हाँ,
कुछ
हाँ।
नहीं, एक सिर्फ सेंसर लगाना है और बस वो हो
नहीं,
गया।
बाकी से अगर V2V तो खैर चलो
सिर्फ-
5G पे होगा, नेटवर्किंग पे। अगर हमारे पास IR सेंसर
नहीं, नहीं।
अल्ट्रासोनिक, वो तो बहुत आराम
हाँ,
से हो
मैं
जाएगा।
जा रही हूँ,
Distance
मेरा
मापने
पढ़ना है
को
मेरे को।
तुरंत-
अरे
ठीक है, जाओ,
अपनी
जाओ।
ये गाड़ियां हैं, सब में IR
Bye,
सेंसर ही तो
all the
लगा
best.
है, अल्ट्रासोनिक सेंसर लगा है ना, वो जो टकराने वाला।
हाँ।
ठीक है,
अरे वो तो
हो
दो
जाएगा।
तो फर्स्ट ईयर में प्रोजेक्ट खत्म हो गया होगा।
हाँ सर मैंने भी किया है।
अल्ट्रासोनिक
नहीं वही नहीं ना, लेकिन हम लोग वो नहीं करेंगे।
V2V करेंगे।
हम
Advanced
लोग इंटर व्हीकल कम्युनिकेशन
हाँ।
चैनल क्रिएट करेंगे। और जैसे NFC होता है ना,
हाँ,
नियर फील्ड
हाँ,
कम्युनिकेशन,
हाँ।
वैसा ही वो इनेबल तब होगा जैसे ही आप
ये
एक
हो जाएगा,
1
हाँ।
मीटर की रेंज में आओगे तो दोनों की गाड़ियों के हॉर्न्स
हाँ।
बजने लगे। नहीं, हॉर्न अपने आप बजवा दो, पी 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 पी।
फाइटर जेट में ऐसा होता है मिसाइल लॉक हो जाने पे।
यस, हाँ, बस। तो जैसे ही मिसाइल लॉक हुई तो ये होगा, हम दोनों की गाड़ियों की लॉकिंग सिचुएशन प्रिडिक्ट करेंगे।
हाँ।
AI लगा के, AI
सब-
ऑन द
सब
एज।
AI
सब
तो
ऐसे।
V2V में भी लगा दे सब।
लेकिन
सब
भैया
लोग-
तुम 8 बजे सवेरे खाना खा लिया करो, दिन भर फिर मुंह लटका के बोलते हो खाना नहीं खाया।
खाना खा, अब तो डन हो गया सर।
नहीं, ओह माय गॉड, ओह वाह।
सल्यूट।
तो भाई
सबको सैल्यूट, सबको सैल्यूट।
ना नारी शक्ति की बात ही नहीं है, नर हो या नारी हो, जो डिलीवरी करनी ज़रूरी थी बिल्कुल वैसी ही हुई। मैंने पूरा रिकॉर्ड किया हुआ है, ठीक है।
YouTube में
तो मैं इसको अभी लगा दूंगा तुरंत, और थोड़ी देर बाद तुम लोग अपने अपने वीडियोस और अपने, मैं ग्रुप पे भी शेयर करूंगा, अपने पेरेंट्स को भी बोलना कि इसको देखो ध्यान से।
बच्चे ने क्या किया है?
अब बच्चे ने तुम अब बड़े हो,
हाँ।
बच्चे ने कितनी तेज किया। हाँ, तो सब अपने अपने बच्चे ही तो हैं। बट ये नंबर 1, ये नेशनल कोऑर्डिनेटर, ग्लोबल कोऑर्डिनेटर है
हाँ।
इसका, तो उसको सारी एक्सेस है सबकी इंफॉर्मेशन की, उसके
उसके
पास सारे
वही तो बात
प्रोजेक्ट्स
है।
की लिस्ट है।
हाँ।
अगर उन्होंने कहा कि अभी तक मैंने जितने प्रोजेक्ट देखे हैं,
उसमें से ये 2 अच्छे हुए।
यस, ये सेकंड बेस्ट है, राइट। ये एक बहुत बड़ा कॉम्प्लीमेंट है।
बहुत
मतलब भाई 25 लेने हैं
अब तो मैं
उसमें से 2 है।
तो ये तो तय हो गया कि इसने वैसे भी कहा ना कि वहां जब करोगे तो वहां के ऐसे ही रहेगा, तो
हाँ।
मतलब उसने मन बना।
इमेजिन तो कर ही लिया।
भैया ये फेस 2 में दिखा
करेक्ट। तो बेसिकली अब कुछ नहीं, चलना तो है ही। तुम लोग
चलना तो
गूगल में
है।
नौकरी करो प्लीज, मेहनत करो। हैं, रातों रात। अच्छा, मैंने उसमें काफका सब डला
सब
हुआ
लिख
है,
लिया,
एडिट
सब
है।
पढ़ ही रहा हूँ।
नहीं, अपने स्टैक में है।
यहाँ
Right.
आने के बाद सर आप काफका
हाँ।
में मुझे काम करवा रहे थे सर।
बिल्कुल तो वो तो बोले ही था ना।
एक्चुअली
अच्छा,
जाके
बिग क्वेरी पे
तो-
भी काम किया होगा, क्योंकि जब लार्ज डेटा जाना है, स्मार्ट सिटी का डेटा जाना है, तो भी यही जाएगा।
नैनी कल जब सर वो भेजेंगे ना, उसके साथ अपना एक बार वो अटैच कर देना प्रपोजल, तो एक बार वो briefly
हाँ,
कर
अभी
देना।
उनको डिटेल नहीं
हाँ,
पता
है
ना।
तो उनको सारा पता हो जाएगा कि बच्चे तक कर भी चुके हैं।
हाँ।
अच्छा, अब अगली मीटिंग है अपनी 14 दिसंबर को।
14 या 19 को।
नहीं,
14 और 19
14 और 19 दोनों दिन है। 19 तो इनाम मिलने का दिन है बेटा।
22 को रिजल्ट।
यस,
हाँ,
19 लास्ट है। तो क्या है, 14 को वो मिलेंगे, तो तुम्हारा जो भी उन्होंने आईडी, अच्छा कल ही के कल वो सारा कंटेंट भेज रहे हैं पढ़ने वाला।
कितना क्विक करते हैं लोग सर, देखिए ना।
वो तैयारी तो करके
उनको
बैठ रहे
actually
हैं,
award
ये
मिला है,
बच्चे
coaching
जाएगा
के
तो
लिए
जरूर
उनको
है।
ज्वाइन भी कर लियो, मतलब उनको पता है बच्चे हैं अच्छे एकदम है।
हाँ। नहीं, और जानती हो, इसीलिए मैंने स्पेशली IIT का रेफरेंस दिया था कि मेरी रिसर्च लैब में 4 इंटर्न्स हैं।
ये मैं बोलना
तो
भूल गई
पिछली
लेकिन।
बार वो जो मिस हुआ था ना कि तुम लोग तो आपस में बात नहीं करते होगे, इसीलिए मैंने वो इंटीग्रेट किया था। और आज इसीलिए मैंने इसको कहा कि मुझे तुम अपना व्हाट्सएप नंबर दो उसका, जितिन का।
अब उनको एक वो
उनको डायरेक्ट मैसेज इसलिए किया था कि भाई मेरी रिसर्च लैब में अगर 4 बच्चों ने किया है कोई एक्टिविटी में पार्टिसिपेशन, तो उनको सीरियसली लो।
क्योंकि ऑथेंटिक
और मैंने ये भी कहा था कि सारा सपोर्ट मैं अपनी लैब से कर रहा हूँ, तो उसने उसको थैंक्स भी बोला था, एंड थैंक्स फॉर द एक्सटेंडिंग द सपोर्ट, कि भाई आधे बच्चे क्यों नहीं कर पाते, क्योंकि उनको ये रिसोर्सेज ही नहीं मिलते हैं। ठीक है, अब जैसे तुम्हारे ट्रायल ही हैं, ठीक है, तो अब भाई हर समय हम बिल्कुल तैयार हैं, चलो ये लगाओ वो लगाओ वो करना है, जो भी चीज़ें हैं, राइट। अरे यार अरे मैं अब खाना नहीं खाऊंगा, मैं बैंग्स भी नहीं खाऊंगा।
चलो आज आप लोग बहुत अच्छी चैन की नींद सो पाओगे।
मुझे सऊदी जाना है।
थैंक्स टू यू यार, एक
यस, थैंक्स टू यू नैनिली, थैंक्स टू यू।
पार्टी वहीं कराएंगे ना,
यस,
सऊदी अरब में।
सऊदी में अलग से पार्टी रहेगी, कैमल खिलाएंगे तुमको।
सब एक पूरा कैमल कटिंग देंगे।
मैं तो कैमल का दूध पीऊंगा सर, वहाँ दूध अच्छा मिलता है कैमल का।
कैमली का
कैमल का।
कैमल तो आदमी हो गया, कैमली का पिएंगे।
यार नहीं, वो जानवर की बात।
चलो, बहुत बहुत बधाई हो तुम लोगों को। अच्छा, और एक चीज और तय हो गई, नाउ जतिन इज गोइंग टू बी योर मेंटर।
और उससे बड़ी बात क्या हो सकती है?
उससे बोलते हैं अगर भैया
अब वो
पर्सनली इंडिया में तो आ जाता
अब वो मेंटर
कर लो भैया।
तो नाउ ही विल मेंटर, एंड ही वाज वेरी सिस्टमैटिक इन टेलिंग एवरीथिंग वेरी क्लियरली।
बहुत क्लियर बोला उसने।
इसका मतलब तुम समझ रहे हो, जब तुम तीनों गूगल में नौकरी करने जाओगे तो तुम्हें इतनी ही क्लीन लाइफ जीने का मौका मिलेगा। इसलिए सोने की कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है, खाने की कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है, खाना गूगल जाके खा लेना, ठीक है, वहाँ खूब खाना मिलेगा। आई मीन जो अब इस अपॉर्चुनिटी में तुम कर सकते हो, काफका पढ़ो, बिग क्वेरी करो, एक्चुअल सारे गूगल के प्रोडक्ट्स इंटरफेस कर लो, ठीक है, और गूगल अर्थ डाउनलोड कर लो, देख लो कैसे क्या रन करना है, ठीक है, और एक काम करो।
मैं भी सीख रही हूँ सब।
क्या
टाइम नहीं बचा, मैं भी सब सीखना शुरू कर रही हूँ।
वो तो तुम 19 को आ रही हो ना, 19 के बाद यहीं पे रहना है, रात को सोने नहीं मिलेगा और घर भी नहीं आने मिलेगा।
चलेगा,
हाँ,
जब तक दुबई पहुंच जाएंगे तब तक चलेगा।
देखो ऐसा है, इन लोगों से सीख लो तो इन्हीं के पीछे पीछे तुम भी गूगल का रास्ता बना लो। और अब इतनी मेहनत तुम लोग करो कि तुम फाइनली जतिन को इम्प्रेस कर सको, तो उसी से रिकमेंडेशन ले सकते हो कि
वही,
सर
वही।
अब हम
टेक्नोलॉजी से।
हाँ, कि गूगल में लिंक होना है तो व्हाट डू वी डू, राइट। वाह,
आज तो अच्छी नींद
तो
आएगी।
तुम्हारी सहेलियों को एक पार्टी करा देना हमारी तरफ से,
देखते हैं।
ठीक है, बात कर लेना चारों सहेलियों को। इसकी एक रूममेट है और इसके ठीक बगल में भी इसकी 2 अच्छी सहेलियां हैं, तो ये 4 मिल के पार्टी करती हैं, ठीक है। तो तुम अपने हिसाब से देखो भाई, देखो ऐसा है,
बोल दो कभी पार्टी करा देता हूँ, साथ तो ले नहीं जा सकती।
नहीं आजकल तो डोमिनो का है ना,
नहीं,
हाँ वहाँ तो ले जा नहीं सकती, तुम लोगों को यहीं कुछ खिला
हाँ,
देती
ये
हूँ,
तो है।
मोमो खा लो भाई तुम लोग।
फिर वो तो तुम लोग की औकात के बाहर है, ये जो है।
नहीं नहीं, उनमें से भी वो सब जाएंगी
नहीं,
गूगल, तुम उनका अंडर एस्टिमेट मत करो यार। भाई किसी का रॉकेट देर से उड़ता है कई बार। तो चलो, वेरी गुड। और नैनी, तुम्हारा इंटरनेट अब रुक ही गया फाइनली। मैं तब से सोच रहा था कि इसका इंटरनेट बस ठीक चले।
यहाँ से हॉटस्पॉट ऑन करता वहाँ तक पहुँचता भी नहीं।
हाँ, यहाँ से करते तो भी नहीं पहुँचता। चलो बाय करो, आओ वापिस इंटरनेट में। नैनी, चलो मैं रिकॉर्डिंग स्टॉप करता हूँ।